Very first thing that I noticed when I walked into your seminar was I sat at the back of the room and I'm like, this guy, this is all very different than what I was used to looking at. And one of the biggest things for me was that you were actually an experienced real estate agent that was sharing his success, like the real deal. It was like you knew what you were talking about. I'm like, this is different. And I think one of the biggest things that I learned was the quality of how to generate more commission and to actually do more for the clients. So when I started implementing your stuff, very quickly I learned that, average agent around here running around trying to list homes for 3, 4% while we're averaging 5 and 6%. I got to list one home while every other agent's listing, let's say, two homes.
Talk about those relationships and how important they've been to you.
Hearing from a lot of other real estate agents, and they go to these other conventions, you always hear about the referral network. Just as a side note, some of your stuff was so good that I actually had a Century 21 office call me with a referral because they seen how good of a job we were doing in our area. So they always talk about referrals, and everybody goes to these things and they start sharing referrals and they say, yeah, you know what, if I've got somebody moving here and vice versa, we're going to go back and forth. That is also huge in the Craig Proctor. I mean, I've done referrals with everybody. That is huge. But I think that one of the other most important things is when I go to a conference and I start meeting with some of these other top agents and I have questions in my business, how can I tweak this? The fact that they have mastered it and something that's working really well for them, they're so willing to share with me. And so I probably pick up 50% from obviously you guys speaking, but also 50% from just talking to these top agents and having them share me, listing presentations. It's worked out so well that the last conference I was at, I think you did my listing presentation on stage. And then we have other agents where I was at 1.6 to 8 years ago, and they're saying, Gary, can we have your listing presentation? I probably forwarded, I don't know how many listing presentations, a copy of mine to all of your members, which, they can take and say, okay, I've tweaked this listing presentation over 6 to 8 years, made it work mastered it. That's what I think I've gotten from a lot of your members was the amount of the wealth of information, but not just, hey, here's something that actually works. And I take it home, I implement it, and boom, it's right there. One of the key things too, for example, was my Francois McQuay, right? Out of Quebec there, I think, or Montreal. And he gave me the commission packages sheet that was created. Well, I implemented that into my listing presentation. And by George, I started getting, hey, commission went up from there, right? The people saw the value. That one little nugget that I picked up from that has increased my business huge. So that's the importance, I think, of going to the conferences and what the other members, they're so willing to invest in our success, which, yeah, that's unheard of in our industry.
Let's talk about lead generation. Which lead generation approaches are working the best for you right now?
Last couple of years, real estate's obviously been booming. Now, what's happening to the market, right? Nobody can sell their homes. They all want big money. The market has completely changed. People are going online and they're researching who can get the job done. And I think that what we've done over the last 3, 4 years is setting ourselves up for this change in the market. And, you look at your Google reviews, Google what you do on Google, your whole business that we've set up online. So now when people are researching, they're reading the reviews, they're looking at your website, they're actually looking at what we are doing for marketing. What is it that he is going to do to sell the home? I actually just got a listing last week. I was up against 3 other agents. Everybody's at 4%. I show them what we do, but I almost don't have to because I already can sense that they've researched me. They've already hired me before I kind of walked in the door. And once you find that out, boom, you get your commission and the results are right away there. So lead generation, I'm going to say, is something that you have to start working on your business today to set up for the future. One of the things that works really well for us is referrals and repeats. Our referral network that we've got going on for us, because they're really qualified leads, right? When I get a referral and somebody says, hey, I was at an appointment this morning before we started the show here. And I think it was a nephew or a cousin or whatever. They said to me, yeah, you know what? So-and-so referred you. And you start talking to them. Everybody meets usually with a couple of different agents, right? They want a couple of different opinions, and sometimes they want to go with the guy that gives them the highest price. I got the feeling too, same thing, you're hired because of that referral. And we reward the people who give us referrals, not in a small way. Like we make sure they're well taken care of. And the other thing that I believe in too is if someone's referring you, obviously means that they were very happy with what you've given them. Some of the marketing that you're talking about here, some of the lead generation, the offers that you've taught me to make, the market sucks right now. Everybody's like, how do I sell my house? How do I sell my house? And how do I get listings? Right? The offers that you make are the most important in this market. Yesterday, I had a call from someone off the guaranteed sale program. He's listed with another agent. Well, they were, of course, everybody's unhappy with their agents right now. That's just normal. And I've got an appointment to go see this guy. This is what he said. We want to look at hiring you to sell our home. And if it doesn't sell, you can buy it. And I'm like, sure, no problem. Any other agents out there that are looking to join you or even myself, a little testimony. I have an agent on my team who got his license when he was about 18. The first year, I think he did over 30. This year, he's 20. He's over 30 transactions for this year, and he's probably on track to do another 15 to 20 transactions for this year. So this system by far works. That's my remarks.